Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Otter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me and was like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
Bad news.
Oh, no, we're good now. Sorry, I just
cool.
never put it on the right camera, so we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
There you go.
We're really
Top-
struggling the last couple weeks.
Top 5 producers of the NBNR podcast is Mike.
Hey, I don't do video.
Mike said Mike
Have-
easily
have we-
number one.
Have you ever seen me do video? No. Audio.
That's fair.
Shit gets done when I take care of it. Just saying.
Sorry, what was the question?
How do you scale of 1 to 10?
Taco Vita.
How do you
My
how do
Taco
you
Visa?
rank his Taco Visa?
Oh, it's got to be an easy 9.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Good.
Easy 9.
All right.
Wow, we
Shoot.
love that. We love that for me.
So you guys are listening out there, you gals listening, come to the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room. They will give you a Taco Visa. They'll give you a pickle fight. They'll give you a Pilsner or a good game if you're doing CrossFit like this crazy mug across from me is Connor Kavalak. Help me. World class.
In every class.
All right. Now this guy right here, he's sharing our video, but this king just keeps on making queens.
Yeah.
Mike, Daddy Mike,
Yes.
times 2,
Double daddy.
double Daddy Mike
Yes,
just had a child.
I did. I
And,
did have a child 2 days ago.
2 days ago and he's here.
And I'm here in the brewery.
Is it bad, Mike, that I'm like, okay, so you're in the emergency room about to deliver, not you, but your wife.
Well, it could have been him as well.
It's honestly, it's kind of like, you know, like you've ever seen those USA commercials where it's like the spouse is like, and when your husband serves, you serve too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you feel in the hospital. It's
Mike's
like,
in the trenches.
My wife's doing all of it, and I serve too.
Yeah.
We got done, and I was like, gosh, my back kind of hurts. Meanwhile, my wife's in recovery.
Yeah.
From delivering
Well, Mike,
our child.
like I was saying, is it bad that I thought in my head, I'm like, okay, we got this baby coming. Hopefully,
we have this baby coming apparently.
hopefully,
It's a wee thing, all right.
hopefully it's a miracle baby because it was the day of the Nebraska-Wisconsin game.
Well, it was the Friday before.
Yeah.
Yes, but same thing where it's like it was the weekend of.
Yeah.
Is this going to be? Could this be a miracle baby, please?
And then at the beginning of the game,
but-
I thought it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mike, get in if you want to tell the people some information about your new child. I don't know how much you want to reveal. But
I mean, it's just kind of a
the
weird
name
thing.
or
Her name is Ellie. All right. Yes. We
Named
had
after Eli Manning?
no, not a
You have
fucking
Peyton and
chance.
Eli?
No,
Yeah.
no. Thank you for that. No, we just really like the name, so we went with it.
it's a good name.
Yeah, it's a cute name.
Big
she's,
L.
She's beautiful, and baby and mom are doing good. So
Well, congratulations.
Did you get
Thank
to
you.
play any Call of Duty while you were hanging out?
no, they didn't let
Yes,
me
you
bring my Xbox into the in the old hospital.
I did.
That's the only reason why he didn't play, because they wouldn't allow it.
I tried.
Yeah.
No, they would not let me bring my Xbox in the hospital. But I said it was fine. Everything went smooth, and we got out of there quick. Like, she had the baby Friday evening, and we were out of the hospital by Sunday morning. And I made it home to watch Sunday football, so it was great. Like,
Did you make it for the noon slate?
Yeah, I made it home before the noon slate. And Saturday night, my wife, she was like, "Hey, you're not watching this Husker game in this hospital room because there are other people here."
Yeah.
So she gave me the opportunity to leave and go watch it at the bar. So I honestly, like,
Oh man,
it just felt like it was just like a thing that happened. We went to the hospital. We had a beautiful girl. I watched the game. I got home. I watched football, and it's a normal Monday for me, guys.
Business as usual.
Less sleep. I will say I've had less sleep than I usually do, but I'm still perky as usual, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So you said beautiful girl, so it looks like Sarah.
Yeah. Well, all of my girls, they look like me on my side of the family, and I make cute kids. So
yeah. You know, we always complain about people having weddings on Saturdays. Quit having babies on Saturdays.
I didn't have one.
I know. It was Friday, but I'm just saying.
For the listeners, this is how committed I am to this podcast and to this football team. Which, gosh, after Saturday, why do I do this to myself? But her due date was Black Friday. She is due. She was supposed to come this Friday when we play Iowa. And I told the doctor, I said, "Hey, there's a game that day."
Yeah.
And we had a moment. Him and I looked at each other, and
He gave you the nod, like.
So I first said, "There's a game that day," and I was like, "Do you really want her to deliver on Thanksgiving weekend?" And he's like,
Doc.
"No." He's like, "I got you covered. We'll do it the weekend prior." That's my man.
That's my
Let's
man.
go. That's good.
Shout out Stearns, baby.
Another shout out. Just want to mention Nebraska ball 5-0.
Oh
I
yeah.
know. Just got ranked 35.
35th
Yeah.
on the Andy Cats
Dude,
Power
Power
36.
Whatever that's
they're
worth.
fun to
I know.
watch, though. So, like, as a Nebraska ball season ticket holder,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like you just buy the tickets because they're so damn cheap that it's just entertainment throughout the week. And I still kind of look at it that way. But if there's like good quality basketball on the court, then it makes things a lot better. And Fred Hoiberg, that's like his commitment was like, I hope the fans enjoy watching this team play. And so far, it's been good. I mean, I know we haven't played really anybody.
Don't care.
But in the past, we haven't taken care of those
That's
nobodies.
right.
So just win the games you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done. So it's good.
And like Oregon State went up there, dominated. And it'd be one thing if they won by a close score, by a one-score game, like whatever. No, man, they blew the doors off them. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So taking care of business. What more could you ask for? 5-0. Nebraska volleyball, outright Big Ten champs.
27-0.
Hell yeah.
Two games, two more regular season games to go.
There is a stat on this that I want to touch on. And shout out to Caleb Henry, friend of the pod, good guy.
Indeed.
Tweeted out for any doubters for this Nebraska volleyball team for their non-conference opponents. They've had Utah State, who won the Mountain West, both in that was just regular season. Lipscomb, who was the ace and runner-up regular season and the tournament.
Was that your name back in high school? Your
Yes.
nickname? Lipscomb?
Yep.
Yeah.
SMU, who is the American champs. Omaha, Summit champs, regular season share. K-State, who beat Texas. Creighton, who won the Big East with a regular season share. Long Beach State, who beat Texas. Stanford, who won the Pac-12. And Kentucky, who will clinch or share the SEC title in their final two matches. So that non-con schedule was no joke,
Oh, yeah.
and they've taken care of the Big Ten.
This team is good.
Yeah.
They are
no seniors.
great.
Yeah.
No seniors.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fake
dude.
senior night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
Yeah. Well, they basically just thanked the fans. They took the time that normally would be for parading out the seniors and, whining and dining them a little bit. They just said, hey, you know what? We don't have any of those, so we'll just thank you for being here instead.
Yeah.
How scary is that for the Big Ten? That this team that is currently undefeated is just like, yeah, we don't have any seniors to come out, so
Yeah.
we're just going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
How
We're
scary is that
flexing.
for the rest of the conference?
Like there's some people out there that are kind of floating the idea of like, should they just lose one more game so they could get the loss out of the way and not have as much pressure going forward? Hell no.
There has not been an undefeated team to win a natty since 09 Penn State, and I would like to have that fixed this year.
Here's what I like too. And I know this isn't, we like volleyball. Of course,
Hey.
We're a volleyball state, right?
Hey.
Mike's got it.
Yeah, he's got a
Let's go.
volleyball
Hell
sweatshirt
yeah.
on over there.
Got my volleyball sweatshirt.
And it's like, people, should they take the loss and just get that over with? And It's like, here's the thing. It's not like they haven't been through a challenging slate. You just went through the non-con, beat Wisconsin, and they were down 2-0 at Penn State and came back to win.
Yeah.
So this team has been challenged. I don't think you need to take an L to get the no, they've experienced the pressure.
Yeah.
They're gritty. And
John Cook
say it.
did like our tweet. I tweeted after the game. I was like, that was just a gritty ass win. Hashtag Huskers, whatever.
Yeah.
And the GOAT himself liked our tweet. So
Do we still say in the grit, the glory? Is that still something we say?
yeah.
That's it. We don't need the loss.
For
we need the
volleyball.
grit.
All right. Speaking of not gritty. All
right.
Hold on. Actually, no, there is one more notable, gritty team.
Football?
Yeah. Nebraska soccer going on to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
I believe
good stuff.
they play tomorrow, or is that Friday?
That's you. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
it is coming up.
I should know, but I don't.
They play this week.
To move to the Elite Eight, they beat UC Irvine 4-0 or 4-0 if you're European.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We are not.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Nebraska soccer looking great. So
Yeah.
I joked about on Twitter with Ben Stevens this last week that Nebraska has become an everything but football school.
We like
also,
winners.
Still have a chance.
Also wrestling ranked number 2 in the country for what that's worth.
Yep.
It's good stuff. Keep it going, guys. Keep it. Every other sport that's not football, just keep winning.
You're due.
Listen.
Yeah.
Just as, I had feared, Nebraska becomes the Badger slump buster. If your team sucks, if your team has lost 50 games in a row, just play Nebraska. It's fine. You'll figure it out. Your team, your favorite team, let's just say it's Dingus State. They average 1.5 yards per carry. Play Nebraska. That yards per carry is going to go up. Just getting my frustration out.
I will tell you, those Dingus State Chanticleers, they're a pretty solid team.
Jeez. Listen, if your team sucks, play Nebraska because Nebraska will pucker eventually. And just like as a monologue here, I think it's a combination of a couple things. It's, first of all, Nebraska's not physically talented enough. Number 2, Nebraska's not mentally talented enough.
That's the bigger one.
And number 3, yes, you're right. But number 3, no teams ever overlook Nebraska because whether you like it or not, no matter how bad they have been, they are still a brand. They are still relevant. So you got this combination of not very good physically, not very good mentally, and nobody ever overlooks you. So you're never able to not be the slump buster. You're everybody's slump buster, and it's very frustrating. 10 in a row to Wisconsin. 10 in a row.
I think what I find most frustrating is, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's only been 2 games this season where I feel like Nebraska hasn't played to their opponent's level, and that would have been Michigan and Colorado. Every other game, it seems like we have been right there, and we just can't close on those losses.
Yeah.
We're right there with them.
Yeah, but
And we've been saying that for what, 4 years, 5 years?
I wouldn't say that's saying much though, because it's the Big Ten West. Everybody's right there. Before that game, everybody was 5-5. Everybody was scrapping for a bowl game. Everybody had the same conference record, except Iowa, who laughably took care of business again without offense.
That's all they do.
That's all they do is find ways to do it. But yeah, I would just say I think the West this year, and honestly, just the Big Ten as a whole, minus 3 teams, they all just are on the same level. They're on the same playing field, and there's those other teams that are just not.
They're all ucky.
It's
Every
bad.
Big Ten West team is ucky. Even the 9-2 team in the conference is ugh. But they still find a way.
Awful.
Every freaking week. Wisconsin, they talk about culture, who's bought in. It's just so freaking predictable, guy. And, I'm not going to say you guys disagreed with me, but I did feel like I was kind of out on an island there. Just and that's fine because I'm pessimistic to begin with, but it's just of course they're going to figure it out. Of course they're going to. Some of the talk was Wisconsin. If you just pounce on them, they want to give up. Just pounce on them.
We did.
They'll give up.
Yeah.
14-0. There's only one way to go from there, and it's down. And down they went.
Yeah, 17 in a row.
To your credit, we did pounce on them and they gave up, but they was Nebraska. Yeah, we pounced and we gave up.
Beautiful start. 14-zip. You know, might even argue it was too good of a start. Because like I said, the only way to go from there is down. And after that 4th and 1 that they failed to convert, hate to say it, but in my head, I go, that's the moment.
Yep. That was that
everyone's going to
Iowa game
remember.
moment.
Yep. We're kind of hoping we were over that a little bit, you know. In the month of October, this team played ugly, and they wanted to give games away in October. They were just asking other teams to win, but they were the ones that pulled it out. And so you say to yourself, have they figured it out? Have they finally figured it out, this program? And the 3 in a row that they've lost, guys, just against teams that they're not good.
Well, it's like it feels like you're watching the same game over and over again. Like it's like a ride you could never get off. It's just so
never ending.
It was funny because last week we talked about, you know, like the playing to win thing, and we went around the table way too long talking about that. You know, taking the points there, going up, betting on yourself. This week was the opposite. And then fans are like, "Oh, why are you doing this, and this?" At the end of the day, it's like,
yeah,
they never yin and yang. The defense will never yin and yang with the offense.
Never complementary.
And the special teams has been horrid.
Yes.
Oh,
I called him Boo Sheeny before, and I will do it again. The guy is the most inconsistent punter I think we've ever had in Nebraska.
The second I saw that 18-yard punt, I considered turning the game off.
I mean, literally like Caleb Lightbourne-esque in my head, where it's
18 yards.
But it'd be funny if that was like, oh, you know, it was an accident. He's never done that before. But he's done that before.
It's not an anomaly.
It's not. And he's like a guy that's done it a long time. He's had all the hype, you know, prepping for the NFL. What NFL team wants a guy that's punting the ball 18 yards, even if it's once out of every 10 punts?
There's no excuse.
I don't care.
1 out of 10 is far too high.
You see the way he kicks too. Like, am I the only one that notices that he kind of short legs thing? Like, am I just seeing that myself? Like, it doesn't look like he's even like extending his leg to kick. It's just like a half kick. Bushini, you got to be better, but I mean,
swing through the ball.
You're not a true freshman coming in here in a terrible spot, taking over, you know, after a tragedy like Lightbourne, like you said.
Yeah,
dude, you've been doing this a while. You got to be better.
It was terrible.
What do you guys think the difference was between where he came from? Because he was
Montana, right?
He was highly touted, and he was very successful in Montana.
Maybe the footballs in D1 are just a little bit wider. I really don't know. I think.
I mean, like it's not like
all specialists. It's between the ears.
That's my only thought is just the environment.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tristan Ovano this week. I mean, he did come up clutch when we needed him.
He did.
Yeah,
but you know, look back at it. That kick that he missed earlier in the half, like it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that ball left his foot, I'm like,
that's bad.
Really?
That's bad.
I have said for years that distance 40 plus from the left hash is a death sentence for kickers. Well, yes, I would hope. I mean, he's young. I would hope he could hit that. That's still a very tough kick to make for a lot of guys.
Right.
It is. I mean, 42 yards. I get it. I know.
But
you're
like,
on the road.
my thing is like, okay, it's a tough kick to make, but like, it wasn't close. My thing is like, it would be different if it was like, oh, you doinked off the upright, whatever. No, when you miss it by a mile, like I don't know the best way to put it. You miss it that bad, it's like, come on, man. Like we haven't seen him kick on the road, really. I mean, he had that Illinois, he had a couple short ones at Illinois, but like, that was like his first opportunity in a while to actually kick a ball on the road, and he failed.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for special teams. It's like, I don't know shit about kicking, punting, kicking field goals. I don't know anything about it. But as a fan, like if you send your kicker out there and you're like, oh boy, like I don't know if we're gonna get it. I don't know if these 3 points are ours. That's a problem. If I don't have, as a fan just watching and I feel uncomfortable about the kicking team going out there, it's like it's not great.
Like this might contradict because what you're saying, I feel the same way. I feel like they don't want to use Tristan, but at the same time, when when the game was late in the fourth quarter, they were playing for a field goal.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're right. I do get that feeling that they're just kind of like ambivalent. And it's like, hey, Alvano kicked a 50 G's yarder earlier this year. It's like, I don't know. I think he's capable, but
it was at home.
Yeah. I mean, he made the clutch field goal to go to overtime. I mean, look, for being a true freshman kicker, I'm like, okay, I'm not looking at Tristan Alvano going, he's the problem. I think, I think going forward, he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But you're right. I get that feeling too, that they just are hesitant to use him.
And if I'm feeling like that on my couch,
right,
it has to be on the sidelines.
They're like, oh shit.
Do you guys think that kick in the future, again, like from a distance like 45 plus, do you think we'll see Nebraska potentially just start taking delay of games and punting? If we can't rely on those longer kicks.
Well, it depends on who you can trust more.
You would probably just go for it.
Yeah.
Like the analytics with all the and Rule kind of talked about it today in his press conference, is playing the analytics. And it's funny because our friend Mitch Sherman, who's been on our podcast before, he asked the question in like a broad way. He was like, hey, Matt, is there like any sort of strategy that you take when it comes to clock management in games and stuff like that? And Matt Rule just straight like called him out. He's like, no, let's just like address that particular moment, because that's what I know what you're getting at.
Sure.
And Matt's always been a straight shooter, and he went through and just said, like, these moments in the season when the analytics said this, I went the other way and it benefited us. When the analytics said this, I went the other way and it benefited us. He's like, that one in that situation, the analytics said to do this, and I listened to it and then it didn't work. So like, apparently we have analytics up there, just like the NFL. Like we have guys, like we have somebody up in the box that's like, hey, analytics say to go for it, or analytics say to do this.
Yeah.
So I think that would play into like your sophomore next year, your sophomore kicker is kicking a 42 yarder into the wind, or it's 4th and 4. You know, you're on your 30 some yard line, just go for it. I think that's going to play into it more than whatever else. Because of what Matt Rule said today.
Not like a shaking of faith in Alvano.
No, I think there people, and it used to only be baseball, but now analytics are getting into every sport.
Yep.
And people are playing percentages, and you know what? They work sometimes, and sometimes sports will make rules against analytics, like baseball.
Yeah,
it's like shifts and everything else.
When it comes to the decision making as to are you playing to go for it, are you playing to kick a field goal, like this is not the blackjack handbook that tells you, hey, I should hit on 16 when she's got a 10 showing. Like this is not that. This is more of him looking at, and he said this in his press conference. He goes, it's looking at what you have for your team.
Yeah.
So if you don't think that your team can go in a minute from the 50-yard line and go score a touchdown against his defense, especially after last week, he decided to go for it just like that.
Yep.
And it totally backfired, and he got absolutely roasted for it. That seeps into the decision making.
Yeah,
100%. And I've seen people say this is not the same situation. No,
100%.
Listen,
same thing.
It was. Listen, well, okay. So here's the deal. The guy made a decision. Here's the one of two options, right? Do you go to play to win, or do you go play it safe?
To force overtime and still potentially win.
That is the ultimate decision that you're making.
Yeah.
Last week, he went to go play to win. It failed. This week, he played to play it safe. Who knows what happens after that? But it was successful in that decision.
Yeah. I mean, we did get to overtime. He said in the press conference he wanted his defense to have an opportunity. And they did. They got an opportunity, and they blew it.
Nebraska does in overtime. I mean, everybody's seen the graphs of, over the last however many.
It's unbelievable.
24 overtime.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nebraska is a statistical freaking anomaly in everything. And it's just, as for the Maryland versus Wisconsin thing, I just, like, which one is it? Versus Maryland, it's, we're trying to win the game. We're being aggressive.
Yeah.
But versus Wisconsin, it's, we got to be conservative. Which one are you trying to be? Like, are you trying to, like, I got a lot of crap last week for being the keep it conservative guy because of this team. It's like, no, they're playing to win. They're being aggressive. This is the kind of team he wants. Okay, fine. So then play to win versus Wisconsin too? Like, be consistent in your philosophy if this is the team that you're trying to be going forward. That's all. If you're going to be that aggressive, go for it team, then do it. And not just that, you had 3 timeouts left.
Yeah.
I wasn't dude, in the moment, like I did a TikTok thing and I looked back at my live just to see what my reaction was. I was screaming at the camera, almost crying. Ty, you got 3 left.
Yeah, I would be lying if I said that I was not screaming
100%.
timeout.
100%. But my thing is like the Nebraska way that what should have happened was like he does all that, he mismanages the clock, and then we miss the field goal. Like that would be the Nebraska thing. Right. This time, the true freshman kicker does hit the field goal. He does make it. We do go to overtime. But we're talking about special teams, and there's a moment that was bigger than that people like are kind of glossing over.
Do it.
The block punt attempt at the end of the game. We set up. Ed Foley was doing his fucking job. Did exactly what he wanted to do. Knew he had the right amount of guys on the certain side. He was going to have a runner at the punter. Kobe Bretz goes in and has nobody near him opportunity to block the punt and just lets up and doesn't even go for the ball.
He put his arms behind his back.
Yes, avoided trying to block the ball in a punt block situation. To me, we're talking about special teams and game-changing moments. Like, if you block that punt, you're probably going to win the football game.
Yes.
It's a ripple effect. It's a momentum. It's everything.
In these games where everything is so freaking close, where your margin of error is so small, you have to make plays like that. That's a missed play. Javin Wright,
missed tackle,
a whiffed sack that could have been a game changer. This is a play that Iowa makes when it counts. They just make the play. Like, those are winning plays that you had the opportunity. It was right there.
You have to do it.
The call was correct. You just couldn't make the play because, do we say because they're not winners? Well, I guess, but it's right there. You just got to go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also can kind of, if we want to start getting into the defense a little bit, there were 2 or 3 sacks that should have happened that were completely missed.
Tanner Mordecai is Lamar Jackson.
That's what it looked
Apparently.
Yes, I know that's hyperbole, but it's just like,
well,
that was the key to their whole game was Tanner Mordecai's legs, man. There was 5 clutch runs that he had that converted on third downs. Crazy.
Well, and there was what should have been a sack that I know Mike immediately, within seconds, was texting about what I think
in overtime.
Yeah, in overtime.
Yeah,
what should have been called a tripping call.
What's tripping?
So
the definition of tripping.
A lot of arguments about, it has to be intentional. He got knocked over. His legs were already going
not
up
a fucking chance. That was 100% intentional.
Buy that, and obviously that leads to a Wisconsin touchdown.
Well, and the thing is okay, I understand. Yes, it ended up in a touchdown, but it was still 3rd and long, and they still didn't get off the field. But that particular play, I think tripping, is actually a loss of down as well.
Yes.
So because I had to do some research on it. I'm pretty sure it's a loss of down. That's 15 yards. They wouldn't have been in field goal range.
25.
They wouldn't have been in field goal range.
Which, again, could have led to a Nebraska win.
100%. That particular play, it would have been 4th down and a quarter mile. Not saying they don't get it or whatever, but it's just one of those things. Then you get the ball back and the game's tied and you're putting your offense in a position to just get in field goal range again. Those particular calls, we just don't ever get those calls. And I'm not saying don't leave it up to the refs because they obviously never, ever side with Nebraska, even though the last 2 weeks we only had 1 penalty going into that game. But it's one of those things. It's when it matters, it has to be called. It does. But don't give up 3rd and 8 after that play.
And okay, so I think a lot of people are forgetting. So it's 14-0. Nebraska gets a stop. And they get the ball back. And they are, I think, on their own 10. And they pass 3 times in a row. Luckily, on that 3rd down, Wisconsin does a stupid roughing the passer penalty.
Yep.
Whole new set of downs. So, and again, you're up 14-0. That extends your drive. You were going to go 3 and out. But that roughing the passer penalty extended your drive. And ultimately, that led to the 4th and 1 they didn't convert on. So, again, you want to bring up refs, but it's they wanted to extend your drive when you were up 14-0. and you could have broke their will.
Yeah.
But what do you know? You can't make a play when it counts.
And
So
that
yes,
4th and 1.
So yes, was it tripping? Yes, absolutely. The Braylon Allen's legs, they were dangling, and
down, and then he put his legs up.
There's no doubt. But I'm just saying, your drive was extended from that stupid roughing penalty, and he couldn't take advantage. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can't give up 17 unanswered in a football game and expect to win the game.
When you do get the calls, you have to capitalize.
Yeah.
If you don't capitalize on the calls you get, who are we to sit here and complain about, well, we didn't get this call? When we do get them, we're not doing anything.
My thing is, like I said, it came back to a 3rd and 8. After that should have been tripping call. It was 3rd and 8. It's not like it was 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 8.
Right.
And he still goes and makes a play.
He runs for like 7 yards, and then they convert on the 4th.
On the 4th down, yeah.
So, the defense, again, it's not like they played terribly.
They didn't
But
give up that
again,
much points.
It's just those missed tackles that they had. They were very timely when you could have got off the field. That's what this defense is going to be known for, is being stout for, like, let's just say they're on the field for 9 drives. They're stout for like 7.5. But it's those 1.5 drives where things you just can't make the play when you need it the absolute most.
Yeah.
So yeah, great defense. I'm not blaming Tony White for anything.
You know who I'm blaming?
Clutch moments.
I'm blaming Jared Hall.
Please.
Because earlier, a few weeks ago,
if I'm the problem,
you were like, Braylon Allen just doesn't look that good.
He runs like a freaking.
You said soft or something.
I think I probably said.
Yeah, and guess what? Braylon Allen ran like a grown ass man again.
I don't think the defense looked bad, but we certainly did not look like a top 3 rush.
We didn't look like ourselves.
We did not look like.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Braylon Allen, 22 carries, 2.8 yards per carry. So you look at that and you're like, oh, Nebraska did their job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's just it's the eye test.
But what did Tanner Mordecai do?
That was my question.
Yeah.
And if you saw some of those holes that were opening up, I remember saying on the stream, and I probably shouldn't have, I'm like, those holes look like beef curtains. Some of those holes was like Braylon Allen was a hot dog down a hallway. Yeah. Those holes were opening up.
Well, them. Wisconsin, what they did is they really like put their foot down when it was time to put their foot down. Yeah. We were up 14-0 and we come out throwing the ball 3 times.
Tiptoe through the tunnels.
Yeah,
we did.
Not Wisconsin. Wisconsin was like, all right, well, it's getting time to be packing up here, so we're just going to start running it down the middle over and over and over and over again, and it started to wear them down.
What did final time of possession look like on that game?
Oh, man. Because
I remember I think it was like 31-29.
31?
Didn't we?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, we won time of possession.
31-29.
That's 3 weeks in a row we've won time of possession. Damn. And we still lost the game.
It's my stat.
Okay, can we get on back to a topic though that I really want to have a good conversation about. We went around the table about it too last week.
Yeah.
Chubba Purdy.
Chubbed up. I was chubbed up.
Let's just go around the table. What was your first impression of Chubba's first start of 2023?
I mean,
go ahead.
Best quarterback play of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a low bar, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And considering you're on the road and both teams are playing for a bowl and
you got freshman receivers and 2 linemen out and everything else.
Listen, I'm on record as saying that Chubba Purdy is a below average quarterback. I said it last week, and he played very well. I still fall on the side of he's probably a below average quarterback because the offense couldn't do anything after 14 zip, but best quarterback performance of the year. Yeah, I mean, it makes you think, of course, did this staff make a mistake like they did with Sims? They identified Sims as their starter. Did they make a mistake by misidentifying Chubba? Maybe, but yeah. Sorry, I kind of long-winded there.
I'm just going to give it a letter grade.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again, we talk about missing receivers, 3 linemen out for the year. I was, for what he had, relatively impressed with how Chubba played. I think that's like a low B-, high C+ for me. I'm going to side more on the B- side.
I think that I felt very highly about Heinrich Harburg when he first came on the scene, and he was balling out, and then you get worn down by the season, you get injured, you start having turnovers. I felt pretty good about him too. One thing that I've started to see with Chubba on Saturday was last year, if you recall, one of the things that we talked about was how fast he just ditches the pass. And he just tucks it and just goes.
He's playground.
Yeah. So the reason I believe we're up 14-0 is because both of those first two drives, or those scoring drives, was playground. It was like, okay, yeah. So Wisconsin basically just after that, after those 14 points, they just set up a spy, and then what happened?
Got figured out.
So I don't know. I felt pretty good about Heinrich too. That didn't work out. Everyone feels very highly about Chubba right now. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike loves Chubba. He's got a chub.
Okay. I'm not going to say that. Connor did say that in the text. But my thing is, I did. I seriously think Chubba created a conversation after that game. I think Chubba played well enough to win the game, especially given the circumstances. Think about given the special teams, the defense, everything else that just nothing was in sync ever, that entire game. Chubba managed the game very well, made plays when he needed to. And to me,
don't forget
what?
0 turnovers.
Yeah, 0
He
turnovers.
threw an interception. Nope, 0 turnovers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he had the interception.
No, that's what I was. No, nope. That does not count.
That does not count. Him just chucking it up at the end of the game because it was 4th and a quarter mile. Yeah, whatever. Chubba took care of the ball. He managed the offense well. He made freaking plays. The guy had a gear that I did not expect. I knew he was a good athlete, and we talked about him being a top 10 dual quarterback coming out of high school and everything else, being the best quarterback in the state of Arizona, all that stuff. He looked the part Saturday.
On that 155-yard run.
That next gear when he hit, there was guys here.
I thought his groin was hurt.
And he just turned on the jets and just ran right by them. It was incredible. They was all over ESPN. This is Brock Purdy's brother. People were tweeting crazy stuff all about it.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's Chubba has an opportunity here on Friday, and we'll get into the Iowa game.
Right.
But in my opinion, if Chubba plays like he did Saturday, Chubba will be the starting quarterback next year.
Ooh.
And the reason I say that is this staff, we've said it, that they like to develop guys. Chubba Purdy, we saw him last year, and we've defended him playing against tough defenses, et cetera, being in that style offense at Whipple and everything else like that. We saw him in the spring game this year, and we were like, nah. Chubba, he got better. And people want Satterfield's head as the quarterback coach and the play caller and all that stuff. Say what you want about Sat. But Chubba Purdy, he progressed, and he got better this year. And it showed on Saturday. He played really, really well.
There's no doubt. I just want to caution people.
I'm not chugging Kool-Aid, none of that. I'm just saying Chubba has a very interesting opportunity, because if he takes Nebraska to a bowl game, gets that extra bowl prep, all those extra practices as quarterback one, has an offseason to build momentum and refine, maybe work on his delivery a little bit. It's a little slow, but I'm just telling you, he's got the tools to do the job, and he's coachable because he did get better.
Okay, so just two things real quick. I know you want to say something. No. Just real quick. I was not just for you, I'm just saying for the people out there. Just small sample size for Chubba. Just relax on the Chubba.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. For two, I've been saying that they need to get 1 or 2 transfer quarterbacks. That being said, I saw how the Jeff Sims experiment went, and I'm kind of like, do I want Satterfield and Rule to get another transfer quarterback? Do I trust them to find someone in the portal that they want? I'm a little skeptical. So, I'm kind of conflicted here. I still want them to get someone out of the portal, but of course, there's going to be someone flawed, just like Chubba is. So you might be onto something.
I think if he performs well against Iowa, who has
one of the best defenses
in the country, right, one of the best coach teams in the country, and if Chubba can go in and beat Iowa and take this team to a bowl game, somewhere they haven't been since 2016, I feel like Chubba will be the guy moving forward. He's young enough to build around.
Right.
He gets a year of eligibility, I'm pretty sure, because he didn't play in 4 games this year. So I'm pretty sure this is his redshirt year if he hasn't already had one.
Colorado, Maryland, this one. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's used a redshirt in his past. I haven't looked at all of his years of eligibility, but the thing is he's young. He's exactly what Matt Rule was talking about. When he was talking about Heinrich, and we're like, oh my God, he's building Heinrich for not this year, but years to come. Maybe it's Chubba. Maybe it is, because PJ Walker led college football in turnovers and all that stuff, and he built him up, and now PJ Walker's playing in the NFL. Maybe that's Chubba. I don't know if it is or not, but I think if the Purdy family, they're pretty good at the whole underdog story and
Right.
finding ways to grit and just capitalize when their opportunity comes. Maybe this is Chubba's time.
And someone's asking about the freshman coming in.
Oh,
Danny Kaelin?
Danny Kaelin
He's got
is not going to be ready to play.
No, he's got a red shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a red shirt and then a gray shirt and then a blue shirt, and then maybe he'll be ready to go.
It is one of those things. I throw this word around a lot. Danny Kaelin has potential.
Yeah.
Danny Kaelin might be a diamond in the rough.
He is,
but he is
raw.
not a diamond yet.
Well, and
he is not ready to go in the D1.
Highly touted. Like it's not like every team's lining up at the door to go get Danny Kaelin as their quarterback.
And again, he could end up being a great D1 quarterback, but he's not there yet.
Chubba Purdy?
Just not there.
I mean, he was on the Florida State roster that right now they're number 4 in the country, right?
Yeah.
So
They saw something in him.
they saw something in him.
Right.
So
Mark Whipple did. Mark Whipple banged the table for him.
yeah.
I remember sitting around this table last year talking about like, why the hell is Whipple so high on Chubba? And again, we haven't seen anything from Chubba that's like, oh my God, we're going to a natty. But there's clearly something there.
I mean, he makes elementary throws. The things that we've lacked all season, just the elementary side, the swing pass that we hated so much under the previous regime. He executed that flawlessly, all like that entire game. Billy Kemp caught the ball, got yards, whatever.
Yeah.
Elementary throws across the middle, got it.
He did look good.
That
throwing
throw
the
to
ball.
Jalen Lloyd, holy hell. And then Jalen goes and just balls the fuck
Breaks a
out.
tackle.
Yeah.
What I really appreciated was not seeing swing passes drop 4 yards short. Like
Yeah.
those are throws you have to make.
Elementary throws, he made them and they looked good. You guys want to take a quick break and then we'll talk about freaking Iowa?
Yeah.
Frickin' Iowa.
Yeah, remember that time we beat Iowa? Oh.
We still have bragging rights.
I mean,
Leave the
applause
sound
works, too.
controls to Kyle.
Hey,
We have bragging rights for another 4 days.
yes.
Fuck Iola.
Yes. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. Oh, I didn't even do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do your thing.
Oh, I didn't even do the thing. All right, hold on.
Do
Hold
the
on.
thing.
Here we go.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
We have a saying, no block, no rock.
There it is.
Thanks,
There we
Troy.
go.
All right, Kyle. So you have a novel in front of you. If you like, I don't know if you're going to read the whole thing or just like
No.
encapsulate it.
It's our boy Nick.
All right, Nick.
Yep. Nick. Okay. So we read your question. It does make sense. I understand it. So he is kind of just asking, like, has there been like a shift in the amount of like little boys in this state that are looking at Nebraska football over the years? And like, do they grow up wanting to play Nebraska football?
Yeah. Do they like that? Like we did when we were kids.
Right.
We're like, God, it'd be awesome.
Wearing little jerseys,
Yeah.
throwing footballs around.
100%.
Yeah. And so he kind of asked, like, has that shifted? And are we kind of like moving in that direction now?
Can I take a stab at it right away?
Yeah.
Stab it.
Okay. So I would say in the last 10 years, the amount of kids that you see walking around, we'll just talk about the Omaha Metro in general, wearing Oregon stuff and Texas and Kansas and all these other schools. You see that stuff. I would say that we were in a really bad spot when it came to that. But with Matt Rule now, he is taking an approach to involve the future generations, define that future Husker. And I do think that if we could find a way to make a bowl game and make Nebraska feel relevant, I think it's going to get better and better for the youth to do that.
Yeah.
Like obviously us sitting at the table, if you guys ever have offspring, they're going to be Husker fans. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
Well, at a sheer force. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Will they actually care?
But like the typical Husker fan that isn't bleeding red and doing podcasts and just living and breathing in it every single day, like they probably won't care if their kid is wearing burnt orange and doing stupid shit. But that's my thing. I think that Matt Rule has us in the best position we've been in the last 10 years when it comes to making the future generations want to wear that N again.
Yeah, you're already kind of seeing it now. You've got the 3 players from Bellevue West that are going to play for Nebraska.
Yeah.
You've got
making it cool to come to Nebraska.
Yeah, you've got Damon Benning's son, Caleb Benning. He just committed to Nebraska. He had plenty of other offers he could have gone to. And I think this kind of ropes into something that Anna B with Herd at Sports, she kind of put something together for the volleyball team. She went around at a match and she asked little girls like, hey, who's your favorite, volleyball player? And all of them right out of the gate had a name that they wanted to talk about. A lot of it was Lexi Rodriguez, like the big time names at Nebraska volleyball, which they all kind of are. But then at the end of the video, she asked them like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And all of them said, I want to be a Nebraska volleyball player. You see that, I think, because of the huge success that Nebraska volleyball has been over the last decade, right? And even beyond that. So if Matt Rule can start moving forward and he can start making this program successful and winning a decent amount, it's only going to help that.
Yes. We haven't had it since Bo.
Yeah.
We really haven't.
One thing that I think is very interesting with this question about young kids and their, love for programs. Again, Kyle, like you just said, it's very easy for people in Nebraska to just fall in love with Nebraska volleyball because of their success.
Yeah.
And this is something that it might be the first time I've admitted this on the podcast. When I was in 5th grade, I believe it was 2006, I would have been 05 actually. I was a diehard USC fan because Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, how could you not? Yeah. And I loved USC for like 2 years. And as I got older, I began to kind of come back home.
Oh,
so yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this. I'm now on a Nebraska sports podcast. It's pretty
explains everything.
The guy's all right, but there's this ginger on there that's
Duke basketball, USC football.
Duke basketball, I'll never get rid of. But
oh
it was one of those things that I think, as people get older, you kind of come back home, like I said, for better or for worse. Like I got to see, like I was a Husker fan all the way through the Pelini era. And then, the last however long of pain.
It's been a long time. 10 years.
Yeah. Like gauging it based on, kids fandoms, where Nebraska is at right now, you're not going to get that right away. But I think as Matt Rule's culture kind of develops, you'll start to see that creep in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think just when you think of Omaha as a whole, I think Omaha is so much different than the rest of the state. Like you have people who aren't native Nebraskans that live in Omaha, and there's a lot of like transplants that live in Omaha that aren't diehard bleed red Huskers. Whereas you go a little bit further west, and like no one's gonna move to Lexington, Nebraska from California or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's like Omaha is so much more different than the rest of the state, and like you're still gonna see your tweets where I'm a preferred walk-on. I'm staying home in Nebraska, and the dude's from North Platte or whatever. So like you're always gonna have the people that want to, the players that want to stay home and play for the N. That's always been a thing, and I think Omaha is just so much more different than the rest of the state. But yeah, I mean, with Rule and company traveling around, going to high schools, of course you're gonna see more passion, I hope, for Nebraska football. You just got to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Winning.
Should we get into Iowa?
Yes.
Iowa.
So first off, remember that time we beat Iowa? Might be the last time we get to say that. So,
Adam, I hope you're on here for this segment.
yes. So for the TikTok listeners, since we aren't live on Facebook, we do have like 3 people riding out with us on YouTube. Shout out Paul. Shout out Snosberry. But it's one of those things. We have a few days left to say that we beat Iowa.
And screw them.
Yes, and fuck Iowa.
And here's the thing, right? After the Cooper DeJean injury, I saw a lot of people on Twitter
my God.
saying,
"Oh my gosh!"
And these were Iowa fans, right? Iowa fans going, "What other team goes through the same injuries as Iowa does?"
They
are so. I'm like,
They are so
even
lucky.
with the injuries, even with their offense having 50 yards of total offense, you
Win
still
9 games?
win. You're the luckiest program in history. Shut up.
For years.
Years. This is not just a 1-year thing. Oh, 9-2. No. This has been going on for a long time. And as Jesse in my favorite show, Breaking Bad, said, "You can't keep getting away with it."
Hey, that was good.
That was good.
nice.
Oscar worthy.
If I would have closed my eyes, that would have been Aaron Paul, right?
You can't keep getting away with it.
It's beautiful.
I'm sick of this.
Yep.
God. What other program goes through?
Cry me a river.
Are they still averaging like 170 yards a game?
Oh my God.
And they have 9 wins?
It's incredible.
It's not fair. It's bullshit.
If anything, it's not fair.
It's crazy.
Gosh, okay. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
It's just the football gods.
And I'm not even trying to take away credit. Like, they are resourceful as all hell.
Oh, yeah.
They make it work.
Oh, yeah.
And I admire that. They love the slop. They play in the slop. They love the slop.
Yeah.
And I love the slop too.
Yeah.
But I'm not an Iowa fan. So it sucks to see them play in the slop and win in the slop.
And we can't.
And my team loses in the damn slop.
Yeah, we still play in the slop.
They play sloppy, but they can't pull out dubs.
Okay.
But Iowa does.
We need to go around the table here.
Ah.
I had a conversation this morning, and I was already kind of thinking about this, and I think it would be fun. And I want to start with Kyle, and I'll work my way around. If Nebraska becomes bowl eligible and beats Iowa 2 years in a row, if they beat Iowa, the Big Ten West champions, do the fans have the right to storm the field at Memorial Stadium?
Oh, God.
Kyle, we will start with you.
Oh, no.
Do they have the right to storm the field to make a bowl game for the first time since 2016? Beat your rival, but you're a blue blood program. Do they have the right?
I'm going to say I hope they don't. Well, okay. So if the question is, do they have the right? I'd say no.
Okay.
Where are we headed next? Is it me?
Yeah, Connor. Do they have the right?
They have the right.
I understand that they will want to, but I am a firm believer. Call me old school if you want. You storm the field when you beat a top 10 team. Fuck, if we beat a ranked team.
Hey, Iowa is
Iowa's
ranked.
gonna
They're
be-
16th.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I don't know. No.
Okay.
Not for 6-6. No.
Jared, Do they have the right to meet at the 50-yard line if you beat Iowa?
Straight. PD Pablo taking the shirt off, spin it around your head like a helicopter. Listen, you only live once. After you die, there's nothing. So fucking storm the field. I don't care.
Ooh.
Do it.
Honestly,
Do it!
Roles are reversed here. I seriously thought you guys would have said yes and he would have said no. I'm so glad I started here. I
have fun. That's what I have fun.
I'm at a point now where it's like I did a list on my phone. I was texting Travis, my wife's cousin. Pro, you haven't made a bowl game. You're the only Power 5 team that hasn't made a bowl game since 2016. Sad. Pro, you beat the Big Ten West champion. Pro, you beat Iowa, your rival, 2 years in a row. First time in Lincoln in a long, long time. Pro, Chubba Purdy probably has a good game.
Pro, Iowa is a rival.
Yes. Pro. The only con that I kept coming back to was Nebraska is a blue blood. Act like a blue blood. And you know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. Storm the field. I'll meet you there at the 50-yard line. That needs to happen. We need excitement. We need those practices. And this fan base needs something to grab onto. So if it happens, I don't think it will. Let me put it that way. I don't think it will happen.
We'll get into predictions. Right. Don't worry.
I don't think, no, I'm not saying that we'll beat them. I was saying, I don't think our fans will storm the field.
I don't think they should.
I don't think they will, but I think they should. They should.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Isn't there a curse if you rush a field if you beat or you don't beat a top 10 team? Isn't there some curse?
No,
like
it's a loss.
And they've been cursed without the.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that. But it's just a guaranteed loss next game.
And if anything, storming the field is going to reverse the damn curse.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Is that what
I'm tearing down I'll tear down the goalpost. I don't care.
I just come back to like the national look.
I don't care
of the whole thing. No, I know you don't. But I also see it's like a celebration of the fans that have been going through years and years.
Hardship.
It would just be a giant celebration. Like we're all still here.
It's not Dodge Street, man. It's Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, I see both sides.
If all that's going to happen is, Desmond Howard and Michael Wilbon go on their little shows and say,
fuck you.
I don't like Nebraska.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Going to a ball. Going to Yankee Stadium, baby. Pinstripe
Don't
ball.
even care.
Don't care.
Okay. I had to get that out of the way.
Do it.
It's a fair question.
Yes,
Storm the field.
Storm the freaking field.
Do it.
Drop in the chat, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, on the Twitter.
Hey, tell Mike and I how stupid we are for wanting to storm the field.
Hey,
and encouraging it.
Jared is sitting next to me in the stadium, and we will be hanging out at the 50-yard line if that happens.
Here's the thing. Not only should they storm the field, they should take South Stadium and just do everything they can.
Destroy it.
Just collapse that son bitch.
Yeah.
It would save them a lot of money.
Dude, it's going down anyway.
It would save them a lot of money.
If we beat a Hawkeye, we get to destroy a stadium. We'll just beat it.
We will do the demolition for you.
Free hammers if the Huskers win.
They do have one more season in the South End Zone.
You just have 90,000 people just chiseling away.
Brick by brick, baby.
Brick by brick. If we die, we die. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we storm, we storm. Okay. So Nebraska is a 1.5 point favorite, which is just a fancy way of saying they're playing at home and it's a toss-up.
It's a pick.
That's all that means.
It's a pick 'em.
That's all it is.
That's all that means. And I don't have a scoring prediction yet, but I looked on little stat rundown. Both teams are averaging 18 points a game. Iowa and Nebraska are both averaging 18 a game with a difference of like 18.7 versus 18.3 or something like that.
Who's higher?
We are.
Good.
Yeah. Iowa has the last ranked offense in the country. And they are 9.
And it doesn't matter.
They have 9 wins.
9. They're having a Bo Pelini season.
And I hope they end with 9 wins.
I do too. I would like to.
That would be great. I think for me, I'm feeling, gosh, I really do hate being pessimistic. I do. Believe it or not. Connor Cavillak, what's your scoring prediction?
Jumping to me right away.
That's right.
All right. So I have one stat that jumps into my prediction.
Okay.
In red zone TD offense, Nebraska is ranked 120th. Iowa is ranked 126th. So inside the red
So
zone,
TDs.
So
Ins-
nothing matters.
inside the red zone,
Right.
it ain't going to be good. And that tells me you're going to have some explosive plays. We haven't really seen a whole lot of that from Iowa. We've seen a couple from Nebraska. Not a ton, but a couple. In red zone TD defense, Nebraska ranks 3rd. Iowa ranks 11th. So again, inside that red zone, it's going to be very difficult. I think for me, this is going to come down to who gets the more explosive plays inside the game. I do see that being Nebraska. I don't see it being a whole lot of them. To that point, I have this game as Nebraska 17, Iowa 10.
17-10. KB, do you have
does that hit the under? Is it 26.5 or 27.5?
I
shoot?
think it was like 26.5.
26. So it might be an over.
Yeah.
But Iowa in the last 6 games has hit the under 5 times.
Yeah.
Dude, Iowa is a sure bet to always hit the under, and it doesn't matter.
They'll still win.
KB, do you have a score, or are we going to Mike?
He's got a score.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
God, it's so terrible trying to guess I hate this part of the show every week.
Oh,
Because I'm never right.
I just realized I really hope I hit because this was the game last year where I won the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, what's your second pick so that you can?
Yeah, so you can win
No,
it again.
I only took a second pick because you guys made me. My
We
first
didn't
pick was the
make
correct
you.
one.
We didn't
My
make
first pick
you.
was the correct one last
Uh-huh.
year.
It's going to be 13-6 Nebraska.
13-6.
Feeling frisky,
Wow.
Kyle.
13-6.
Is that a missed PAT or 2 field goals?
It's 2 field goals.
Okay.
3 safeties.
So that's 1 touchdown and 2 field goals for Nebraska, just to
Yeah.
clarify.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Mikey?
Iowa's best player is out.
Indeed.
Their starting quarterback is out.
Wait, Deacon Hill's out?
No.
Oh.
No. Cooper DeJean, their best player.
Oh, I thought you said quarter.
Well,
Sorry.
no, also-
no. Caden McNamara.
Caden McNamara also not playing.
I
Yeah,
don't
not
even consider
playing.
him a starter.
QB1 is
he's
not
terrible.
playing.
Okay. Their starting quarterback
I
at the
got
end of the
you.
year is out.
I got you.
Brian Ferentz doesn't have a job. Kurt Ferentz might not come back. All of these things being said, their offense is terrible, the worst in the country. With all this, there will be a scoring explosion on Saturday or Friday, and it will be Iowa. They are going to win 24-6. They're going to beat Nebraska 24-6. Nebraska is the ultimate slump buster for every team.
It's true.
But they're not on a slump.
I don't care. Iowa's really bad at offense. They will have offense on Friday. I'll call it now. They're going to be able to run the ball with no problem. They will. Their fat quarterback will make plays.
Husky quarterback.
Their fat quarterback will make plays. And Brian Ferentz will walk off, probably get another Gatorade bath.
Oh, my God.
And it's just going to be ridiculous. And then they'll get absolutely shit stomped in the Big Ten Championship. But we are going to lose 24-6.
The absolute last thing that I want to see is like the Ferentz family just like releasing all of their frustration, like after a game, after a win.
Well,
Oh
they
my
did.
God.
They got the bath and everything.
Dude, it's going to be on a different scale. It's going to be tears and we did it. We did it. Could you believe it? Despite all the injuries and the coaching. God, it's going to be so annoying. And that's going to be the story if they win. And I don't want to see that. It'll be so gut-wrenching. Even more gut-wrenching than the past 20 years of Nebraska football. That being said, I remember my first Husker game. It was a Nebraska victory over Penn State, 18-10. But it's going to be Iowa 18, Nebraska 10.
Somber.
18-10. 24-6.
Here's the thing. You're talking about
17-10.
You're talking about big plays. I don't know. For me, it's not even about points. It's about plays. But here's the thing. Iowa makes the plays. Even if they're not like explosive, they just make winning plays. So it's just about plays, not points. And they just make them. They just do.
They're going to block a punt.
It's annoying.
They're going to block
They're
a
going to
punt.
do something really
Guaranteed.
annoying. And I can already see it. Oh my God. And I'm going with you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks.
on that note,
Thanks.
we did partner up with a party bus company, didn't we?
Not a party bus company. So a friend of the show owns he owns all the River City businesses, River City Concrete, River City this, River City that. We'll just say it like that. A friend of the show is going to take us down to Lincoln on a party bus, and we are going to be doing a live show next to the stadium before the game. So if you are listening and you're going down to Lincoln, or maybe if you're not even going to the game, just come by the tailgate. He specifically used these words. I hope there's 100 people here.
Ooh.
I went by that tailgate spot last week or 2 weeks ago, and Larry the Cable Guy was just chilling there. Like it's
Dan Whitney was chilling there.
Dan Whitney was just chilling there. Like it is a very, very good spot right outside the North Stadium. You cannot miss it. There'll be a giant party bus there right outside the stadium. So that's where we will be. If you're interested, we will have Nebraska Brewing Company beer. There will be food. There should be some entertainment, which is us yelling at each other, maybe changing our scoring predictions. Who knows?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, the vibes are always high when we're doing a live tailgate, and then we're like, "Yeah, Nebraska's gonna win. Nebraska's gonna win.
They're gonna win the football game."
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the game's at 11.
Game's at 11.
We are
leaving Gretna at 7:30. We should be in Lincoln around 8-ish and be set up around 8:30. That's kind of the plan, is to be set up by 8:30-ish, go live around anytime between 8:30 and 9.
Okay.
And we hope the StreamYard, like the service is good enough to run the StreamYard. We're not guaranteeing anything as far as virtual goes. So the best way to hear it and be part of it is just to be there. So
hell yeah.
Like you said, he said he wanted 100 people there.
Yeah.
I disagree. I want 150.
Yeah. No, I don't care. Show up.
Yeah. It's free.
Bring a side if you want. Bring your own beer. Bring some crazy shit, and we can just swap beer and try things.
Bring your leftovers from Thanksgiving.
Don't even care. Bring something. Show up. Heckle us. If you're an Iowa fan, shit, come on. We welcome you.
Let's go.
We welcome you.
We have bragging rights up until 11 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
So come by and hear us talk crap on you.
Yeah, and we still hate you, but you're
You're
nice.
welcome. You're
We're
welcome.
nice. When I went to Iowa City, I had somebody like knife my truck.
Yeah.
You know,
spit in your face.
and
It's cool.
spit in my face.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That won't happen in Lincoln. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
But yeah, you can come by our tailgate. We'll have beer and stuff.
We hate your team, not you.
We hate your team. We hate everything you're about, but we don't hate you.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, real quick, one last prediction. The offense set up the belly G option all day on Saturday. So just watch for the belly G option this Friday.
I hope so.
Who's going to be? Is it going to be Malachi or Jalen Lloyd on the receiving end?
Jaden Doss.
No, Jaden Doss ain't playing.
Malachi.
Is he at his 4 game?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure he's at his 4-game limit.
Oh.
That's why you haven't seen him for the past couple weeks.
Yeah, it'll probably be Lloyd.
Lloyd?
Yep.
Back-to-back games of
big plays.
Big plays. Yeah, I pray to God. There's nothing more than I hate more. I don't hate anything more than Iowa football. I really don't. And their basketball fans are annoying too, but like,
can't you just see if they lose, they're going to say, "Oh, they were checked out anyway. They already won the division."
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, cool. We're still Big Ten West. We're going to the championship. What are you guys doing?"
Still beat you.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what I want?
Boy.
I want that trophy.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Staying here.
I want it staying here.
I want somewhat sad Iowa fans, and I want a trophy.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Big Ten West right now.
Yeah, you guys don't need another win. You don't need another win. We do.
Yeah, we want another win. We need it.
Let's prevent them from getting to double-digit wins.
Yes. Iowa
yeah.
Hate Week is in full swing, so I just want to remind you guys, you cannot do or use anything from the state of Iowa. That includes Hy-Vee, Casey's. What else is an Iowa thing?
Shit. Toilet paper. You can't use toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meth.
Meth.
No meth. No
Don't
meth.
use meth.
Speaking of Breaking Bad.
even if it wasn't Iowa Hate Week, just don't use meth, guys. If there's one thing you take away from this podcast, don't use meth.
Yeah.
Can I at least use like the Iowa roads? I would like to go home.
Shoot, that's right.
No. No, you're sleeping in the brewery.
I'm gonna have to text
The
my
most-
girlfriend after the show ends.
You're
She ain't gonna be
staying at the
happy.
brewery, the largest brewery in the state of this fine state of Nebraska. That's where you're staying all week.
Okay. Well, did you do the plug for the, or did that count as the plug?
We're gonna record another one. but
Record
yeah,
another.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. go to nbnrpodcast.com. We are at NBNR Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts, excuse me. So go there, give us a 5-star review. Give us a listen. Listen to it on 1.5 speed. What are you pointing there? I can't see it.
I was just going to say shout out to Corey for donating the badges.
Oh,
there.
hey, Corey.
Yeah, thank you, Corey.
With a K. I like it.
What did you donate?
Donate some
peanuts and
corn. I think it's corn.
Is it money?
No, I
give us money.
Yeah,
give me money.
Corey sent us some corn.
Cool.
Appropriate.
Pay me.
Give me coin cob. All right, guys. What do you say we sign on?
Let's do it.
Corey's donating more.
Dang.
Is that
corn?
I think that's corn.
Corey.
Yeah, Corey's donating some more corn right now.
Dude,
what a guy.
Times 30.
What a guy. Oh, he's still going.
I don't think we could sign up. We're not signing off yet.
No, I'm not going to sign
Oh
off.
my God,
till we
and a
stop
roast.
sending corn.
Okay, sorry, guys. I know this is not good for the episode, but
yeah,
you can edit this out.
Yeah.
What
Look at it.
you want me to do a jig? Like, is this?
If you start dancing, he might stop donating.
Let's sign off.
No, I'm staying on here. He's still going.
We can keep the TikTok
He's at
rolling.
85.
We can keep the TikTok
Okay.
rolling.
I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
And Connor Cavalack.
As always, beat Iowa, Iola, and GBR.